Buenos Dias Gunners Collective. Back at it? You already know. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Here goes another one. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I said guard. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Better not sleep on this one. Bye-ya. 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 Orale, as you can tell by that thumbnail, the activities, huh? Active. What's that word mean? Well, it seems like a lot of people have a misconception of what that word actually means. I'm active. Are you active? I'm active. What's up, Holmes? Are you active? Are you fucking active? Is the true question, right? Or are you in good standing? See, I've spoken on this a long time ago. Let me make sure my whip is good. It's great, right? A lot of people in this world that we live in have decided that if for no other reason, they're active all of a sudden, right? Having never been anywhere, having never really been in that mix, but just because they're from a certain group that plays the game a little different, they're active, right? Now this is YouTube, homie. And in YouTube, you can come on YouTube, you can put this persona on, you could tell everybody you're something that you might not be, and they're gonna suck it up with a super straw. People are gonna believe it just based on that's what you tell them, right? Now, one thing about myself is I have never, ever came onto YouTube or anywhere else and tried to play an active role. Okay, I've never sugarcoated or added preservatives to my persona or who I am. I am what I am, homeboy, and it is what it is. And it's always gonna be like that. See, I played them games for a very long time, and I'm an older individual now. And in Menudo style, in a direct fashion, man, we're gonna get straight to it. Knowledge you can't get in college. I'm gonna let you know exactly how active I can get. Okay, now, back in the days before we used to use those terms active and non-active and hey, are you down or are you not down? We didn't do any of that. See, I come from an era, it didn't matter how active you thought you were, you better display that activity. Okay, you had to really do things in your neighborhood to gain a reputation and a name. And those that were well respected were well respected. Now things happen in life that you can't dictate. Doesn't make you a punk, doesn't make you a poop butt, doesn't make you some type of sucker or a rata, doesn't make you none of that. Now if you tell, you tell. That's your choice. Okay? Do I belittle a man or talk about him because I don't care. That's on him, Humps. You know what I mean? That's his business and what he decided to do. You know, if someone drops out of a gang, you know, an organization, because you have to be from an organization to drop out of an organization, right? That's, the youngsters got it mixed up. You know, everyone uses that word freely now. Hey, active, I'm active. Are you active? Let me tell you something, homeboy. If you were active, you wouldn't be on YouTube. Let me explain something to you. Active people that are really participating in the ganga and what's going on around them cannot be on YouTube without paying rent. Bang, bang. Now, let me also explain something to you. I try to keep it respectful on my YouTube platform and do what I does. Now, I'm going to speak on what I want to speak on because, like I said, I'm not sugarcoating anything for anyone. But people seem to want to believe that I'm some type of soca or a punk because they say so. You want me to believe Omar's because Sosa says so? Look, Holmes, I don't believe anything I see and only what I read. And half of that is just frivolous wordplay. One thing I know for sure is you could easily repackage yourself on YouTube and come on here and all of a sudden be an active whatever you want to be. But it doesn't mean you're really about those activities. You're just speaking to speak. You know, a lot of people that play that role, and having done it myself, I know. See, at one point in time, I was super duper with the activities. At one point in time, I looked down upon the next man because he was not a gang member. I looked down upon, I used to say, look at them L7s or them squares, Holmes. They don't want to be with the program. Them vatos ain't active. Them vatos ain't with it, right? But those were the ones that had the finest women, the nicest cars. They were buying homes. And I myself was riding a beach cruiser around town having nothing or nobody that really backed my play. See, my homeboys didn't care how active I was or how inactive I was. All they cared about is the feria. Whatever homeboy had the feria that night, he was the most active. I know, because I was the same way. Now, when we talk about being active and non-active, to break it down in real terms, Holmes, in order to be active, you have to really be out there actively on them streets doing something major. Putting in that work. You ain't got time for no Moco Spaces, MySpaces, Face Spaces, and whatever spaces you want, and YouTube. You definitely ain't got no time for none of that. See, the real ones know this. They might watch from a distance, but they don't participate in chats. They don't participate in any of the frivolousness that's going on in YouTube, because at the end of the day, they're too active to care. You know, a lot of people speak on my name, and it's haters. They usually speak on my name on YouTube. Oh, I can't believe this guy did this, or I'm going to give this guy the benefit of doubt on this. Who are you to give anyone the benefit of a doubt on anything? You're a nobody. I don't care if you're active or in good standings or whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, it's all about being a real man, being true to yourself, and being a respectable man. See, in order to gain respect, you have to give respect. Whether you like someone or not, there's a lot of people on YouTube. I could care less. If the Vato tripped and landed in a pile of shit, I want to mush his head in it. But I'm not going to do any of that because I'm not active. See, I've never proclaimed the role or tried to trick anyone into thinking I was active. I don't have this persona I have to put on, this fakery, shakery, bakery for the people, for them to think that I'm something I'm not. One thing I am for sure is a grown man. And am I active? Hell yeah, I'm active. I'm active in my community. I'm active in my children's lives. Every morning I get up, I push that concrete. I get very active on that concrete, right? See, I don't have to go out there and gangbang anymore. I did that. Most of these guys on YouTube that are on here talking all that high-powered stuff, you got to understand, Holmes, I was already fighting a murder case before they were born, or while they were sitting down playing Nintendo, getting yelled at by their mom while she was cooking chorizo and papas, I was already incarcerated in the CYA. See, and that doesn't make me badder or bigger or better than anyone else. That makes me stupider than everyone else, because I should have been playing Nintendo as well. But I wasn't playing fakery. I wasn't playing Duck Hunt. I was playing Enemigo Hunt. But you know about that, right? So, you know, lately there's been a lot of people throwing terms around. And it's funny because just like we used to do in my barrio, you pick and choose. People pick and choose. Oh, this guy, he's not active. Oh, but this guy, I don't know, but we're going to be cool with him. But this guy, there is no motherfucking in between, Holmes. You're either with it or you're without it. You're either with it or against it. That's it. Okay, it's not about trying to confuse people or trying to portray a role so individuals out there, man, can think you're something you're not. Because where have you been? What have you done? What have you done actively in the gang life to prove you're somebody? Because obviously you're not. You're just sitting your fat ass in front of a video scope recording videos all day. That's not active. You know what that is? That's hunting for a bag and for recognition and for views and for likes and basically doing what other people on YouTube do. See, it's a lot of he said, she said. There's a lot that goes on YouTube. A lot of people talk behind a lot of people's backs, and then some people feel like they could just say anything because they got a shield covering them. Oh, I'm good. I'm in good standings, but they ain't never been nowhere to find out if they can last in good standings. Now, let me tell you, there's a difference between being active and being a dropout and being non-active. But see, a lot of people, especially younger generation, they don't understand because they've been force-fed by vatos like me exactly what to say and how to act and how to do it. You got to understand, when I got out of the Pinta fully active, right, I was functioning and pushing that agenda on the younger homies. I said, it's no longer about North and South. It's no longer about this. I said, what's it about? It's about hitting DOs. It's about people, because I was under the assumption that these were the poison. These were the vatos that were spreading poison to our people. Okay, I was under the misconception of what a real active vato and what a DO was. But let me explain to you what a dropout is. Since I've been called a dropout these past couple days, right? I never dropped in, poop butt. See, listen, fat ass, I never dropped in. Okay, never. In order to drop into an organization, you have to be from one of the big four. We're going to leave it at that, right? Now, those Vatos who are no longer part of the Big Four are righteously dropouts. Them Vatos have dropped out of an organization to which they were claiming. But when you've never been part of that Big Four, you're not a dropout. See, I never dropped out of nothing. You know what I mean? I was pushed out of something. You know what I was pushed out? I was pushed out from being in righteous standings of my people because I put my hands on another Norteño. I knew it was wrong, but it was either him or me. Guess what I said that morning? It was fucking him. Not gonna be me, right? I'm into self-preservation and protecting myself amongst all others. You gotta understand, as a young child, as a kid, I got incarcerated for a very heinous crime, man, for doing a murder. And when I got locked up, I was sent down south to no man's land. We were raised by hounds. Guard, you know it. And what did I do? I could have laid it down. I could have played the poop butt role. I could have been all scary and scared. I could have dropped out, right? But no, I stood my ground, planted my flag, represented the Norteños, grew my Mongolian out, and handled my business. I handled my business to a certain point, such a point that they were going to drop a whole institution level because we were handling business. Now stop it. Now stop it. Oh, that dude's a dropout. That dude's, you don't even know someone. See, that's the problem with people nowadays, is you like to talk. See, everyone likes to talk without knowing that individual, without really sitting down and analyzing things. You know, if no one ever said anything, see, if I didn't come out and be like, hey, Holmes, I'm non-active, I don't mess around anymore, I'm not part of that, that's not my agenda anymore. I pushed that for a very long time, and I'm a true believer in the Northern cause. To this day, I believe, you know, I'm from Northern California. I'm a Norteño. I always will be, but I'm non-active. I'm not out there gangbanging. I'm not out there trying to hurt people. I'm, like I said, active in my community. I'm active in my kids' schools. I'm active on making sure that my fucking kid has something to eat in the morning before she goes to school. I'm active in picking her up from school and active in dropping her off. I'm active in the PTA meetings. I said, I don't have to play this role to convince all these other people that I'm a cool guy. I say I am cool, right? Why? Because I say so. Not because you or anyone else says so, but because I say so. See, that's what active means to me. You know, all that gangbanging and being cool and, oh man, I'm still active. If you were active, Holmes, you wouldn't be sitting on YouTube with a fat ass in front of a fucking camera, you know, talking about other people. What you'd be doing is handling them other people. Now, you have people like Milk74. You know, I don't know his situation, man. I see him and I enjoy his content. And I see him go back and forth with people, and it's none of my business. And it didn't become any of my business until the raza was mentioned. And because I'm a spokesperson in my mind for the people, by the people, I had something to say. If I have a feeling about the way our Mexicano people are being treated, or our Chicano people, or our Latino people, period, I'm going to voice my opinion because I stand on that flag. It's what I present myself as, and I'm actively doing that. See, I'm not here on some North and South, or I'm not here with bias, or trying to, you know, say Buster on the unders, or whatever the case you may say on the unders. See, I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that. I'm not here to disrespect people other than call it as I sees it, right? Now, a lot of people say, well, Gunner, you said you dropped out. I never said I never dropped out on something. I said I never dropped in. I said, get your ears unwaxed. That's what you need to do. Stop getting your back and your upper lip unwaxed and get your ears unwaxed. Because in real life and real talk, man, there's no reason that a man that doesn't know another man should be disrespecting him like that, or calling him all out his name without doing his proper, give him his proper dues, man. You know what I mean? Look into it before you just open your big fat mouth. Now, I've always kept it respectful with certain channels, and I'm going to continue that. You know, I'm going to say it right now. Shout out to Gil American Cholo. Shout out to Haters World. Shout out to all these channels that might not like me because I'm from Northern California. Let's keep it real, man. Let's keep it real. Let's stop faking the funk. Let's stop trying to play like you're active. Let's stop trying to play like you're cool guy. Let's stop tricking the people into believing, you know what I mean, you feel a certain way. Really? You don't like me because I'm from Northern California. You know, people have a problem because I interview Milk. Who cares? Like I said, bro, I'm going to interview whoever I want to interview. And if they want to sit down with me, they already know what time it is. I let every single person know what time it is. I'm a non-active Norteño. I don't gang bang, bro. I ain't trying to play a role like I'm a gang member or a gangster. You know what I mean? Come on to my motherfucking lawn one time for your mind and let's see how active I can get. That's all I say. I'm not disrespecting people. I'm not stepping on their agenda. I'm not trying to overstep them. I'm hated on YouTube because I get numbers. Let's just keep it real. Let's stay facts. I'm hated on YouTube because the people like to hear what I got to say because I got the spit and I give it to them. Real. Now, I'm not here to talk about a certain channel or disrespect. I hear everything. I see everything. There's guys that just popped up out of the bushes that don't even know me that all of a sudden have my name in their mouth, or maybe not necessarily my name, but we know who they're talking about. See, it's called subliminals and running around and, and trying and begging and pleading to get some type of recourse so that way they can get views. Well, here's your recourse. Do what you feel you have to do. But I'm saying with all due respect, it ain't got to go that route. You could agree to disagree and not like me because I'm from Northern California. That's fine, humps. I've paved the way for a lot of authors from Northern California to be able to establish channels on YouTube. But it seems like some people wanted to make it a North and South thing, but go under the guise of active, non-active thing when ain't nobody on YouTube really with the functions like that, especially not talking about what they talk about. What type of activities is that to talk cheeseman? How active can you be and gang related and cool and in good standings if you're talking cheeseman about a skinny white guy from a black gang? Stop it. I said stop it. I said stop it. It ain't that serious, man, but I got you curious, huh? Eddie Murphy delirious. One thing, or maybe I got you furious. One never knows, does one. But the wind blows over here. One thing I'll say is for sure is I keep it respectful. Okay? People are all in my mix without knowing the flavor. See, there's no added preservatives over here, homie. Like I said, I've never tried to fake it or disguise myself or go on YouTube and then come back and repackage myself as someone else. See, I've never done that. I never had to do that. I came in like I'm going to go out, bro. Myself. A real one. Those that know me in my community, in my neighborhood, well, you can't go back to your neighborhood. Why? Because a couple little youngsters with an AR says, so, toma. Guess what, homeboy? I'm one of the bigger homies from the hood. See, these youngsters, they don't know me. They better ask their dad and their uncles about me. ¿Sabes qué? The ones that when I used to go ride homes were, I can't get in the car because my old lady's tripping. Well, get the fuck back from my car then. That's it. For you get shot as well. That's how it was. That was active. Okay, I grew up. I don't grow down, I grow up. It's just like someone who gets feria. Hey man, well, you're not real because you move up out the hood. So I was scared the houses are broke down in the hood. I need me a big one on the other side of town, bro. You move on up, like the Jeffersons. Orale to the east side of the... I'm moving up. I'm doing my thing. I ain't trying to step on none of the homies' heads to get there. I respect their get down. I was once in them trenches, never rode the benches. See, I'm someone who's been there. As a youth, as a young kid, I killed for my neighborhood. Okay? I rocked for my neighborhood. I spilled sangre, my own sangre, for my neighborhood. And now, 20, 30 years later, I'm on YouTube doing my thing. And Vatos are talking about, you ain't active. I'm too old to be active. If you're still out there 40, 50, 60 years old, unless you're that somebody who has achieved that status and that level, you ain't shit. What you are, bro, is a Vato that needs to get your priorities in check and take care of your children, man, and take care of your familia instead of trying to prove to a whole bunch of people that really don't care, who go back and forth to each channel talking shit, that you're active, because I'm not. You know what I am? Like I said, active in my community, active in making sure my daughter has a new jacket, active in making sure the other one has shoes. That's how I get down. I don't need to play a role or to act like I'm some type of personality that has to be a gang member, a gangbanger. I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about. When I want to talk about, I'm going to do what I does. I know what and how to overstep the boundary and not. So all these individuals that have my name in their mouth or want to talk about me, go ahead. I give you permission. But at the end of the day, just remember this. What kind of man are you to talk about another man when you don't even know about him? You just have to, you look in the mirror and you see me, huh? Con un big chorra just swanging, you know what I mean? It's called hate. And envy. See, I don't hate or envy any man. See, I've been number one since I came in here. I opened the doors to YouTube. What's happening, hoes? What's going on in here? I didn't say, are you active? Are you non-active? There's a lot of people from a lot of different ethnicities and a lot of people from a lot of different statuses that watch us and support us because they're brown and we're brown. And they don't care about active or non-active. And the ones that do, bro, I have too much time on their hands. That's it. And that's why the world is ending around us, because Vatos should be handling their business like we did, or I did, I should say, because I don't know your resume, but I know mine. And that's facts. With that being said, man, I ain't going to put too much attention onto this. This is it. One and done, and done in one. And this ain't for one particular person. Those people know exactly who they are. And we're just going to keep it like that, man. This is a world that I live in, man, and there's no hate in it. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming to you. Remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the struggle and strive for your family. Do what you do for you, not to prove you're somebody that you're not. Because we all know you ain't that one. You already know what it is. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Hibby's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle for what I honestly, truly believe in, man. And that's being active in my community for my people, by the people. Bang, bang.